The cost of living in this country is currently, it's not going to be, it is currently unsustainable. And there are people that they know this, but then they'll still look at somebody else that's struggling and then tell them they're not doing good enough. I want you to imagine somebody that makes $75,000 a year.
Okay.
That's a pretty high up wage in terms of like top earners in this country. $75,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to go through some things here. This is a person with no debt outside of a car. And please don't hit me with the you can go buy a car for. Shut up. You can't. Shut up. Stop saying ridiculous things.
I'm gonna let him finish.
An entry level decent car is $30,000.
All right. So we already at the notches already. An entry level decent car is $30,000. That's a bunch of notches right there. Because you know what? Let's just go take a look at what cars you can get right now for $30,000. So I already got my filters done right now. So we're gonna take a look. 2022 Honda CRV, $27,000. 2025 Nissan Rogue, $25,000. 2022 Volkswagen Tiguan, $26,000. 2022 Acura MDX, $30,000. 2019 Cadillac Escalade ESV Luxury, $30,000. 2017 Mercedes-Benz AMG GLE 63, $30,000. Where in this man's little bald head is a $30,000 car entry level? Entry level is more like a 2010 Toyota Camry, which is a really good looking car, by the way. I don't know what type of nonsense this man is talking about, but he ain't making no type of sense right now. Now, even though the Honda and the Nissan may be considered entry level cars, they're also 2022 and 2023 models. Those are not entry level. Those are not for people who are just starting off. That is usually not someone's first car. My very first car was a 2001 Toyota Camry that my mother actually gave me. Car after that was a 2008 Infiniti M45. The Camry is an entry level car. I wouldn't really call the Infiniti entry level, but I only paid like $10,000 for it. Like depreciation really makes a difference when it comes to buying cars. So this man is talking a whole bunch of nonsense right off the bat. But let's continue with the nonsense.
So this person who puts $200 a month into insurance and they pay 5% into their 401k because shut up, people should be able to put money into their retirement. Because if you're not doing it now, you're never going to get to start doing it later. So after those two things come out of their paycheck and their taxes are paid, they bring home $53,850 a year from a $75,000 paycheck. Average rent in my state for a one-bedroom apartment, because an adult should be able to live by themselves, $1,700. That car payment at 6% for an entry-level, very reasonable sedan, nothing fancy.
We just went through the type of cars you can get that this man is calling entry level. None of those are entry level. You can get an AMG Mercedes 500 horsepower SUV for $30,000. That's not entry level. I don't know what state this man lives in or where he's getting this information from, but he is completely off on this. 100% off on this. And by the way, an adult making $75,000 a year in this country is really, really good, because $75,000 a year is the average household income, meaning two people working. If you're making that by yourself, you're doing good already. Now, even though they claim to be killing you in taxes, that's not the case, because there is something called the tax code that we have in this country, and it's a very, very thick book. I have never read it, but I've heard from people who have read it that the very first page of the tax code are the tax brackets. So basically, wherever your income falls after your adjusted gross income, which if you're single and don't have a business, is $15,000. So you get to keep $15,000 and they tax the rest. The rest of the tax code are your tax write-offs, which is what so many people who have businesses, millionaires and billionaires, use to lower their taxable income. And then you people have such a big problem with this, saying, oh, the rich don't pay their fair share of taxes. Like, it's literally written in the tax code that you also have access to. I have access to it too, which is why I have not paid taxes in the last 2 years. Now, don't get that twisted by me saying I haven't filed taxes. I filed taxes. I just haven't owed taxes because I have a cargo van business where I can write off all my miles, the vehicle, this little office space I have right here, and I have this YouTube channel where I can run up this camera, this laptop, this microphone, this light, these headphones I do for editing. It's all in tax code, and you have access to it. So it's no one's fault that you're paying so much in taxes other than yours. Let's continue.
Car payment's $579 a month. Car insurance, $240 or so a month for a lot of vehicles in this day and age. You're a young person, you've got a nice job, but the insurance companies still want to screw you over.
200 is not a lot.
You only cook at home. You never, ever go out. You only cook at home, and you only eat decent quality food because a human being should be allowed to eat decent quality food. You pay $879 a month for that.
No. $879 for one person a month? No. I don't even spend that on 5 people. And I live in one of the higher cost of living states, New Jersey. $879. I don't even spend that on food. Don't know where this man is getting his information from.
Spend $250 a month in gas.
No.
You wear and tear on your car, $100 a month. $80 for your phone, $80 for your internet, $175 a month for your electricity, $70 for your water, $20 for your cash. You make $75,000 a year, and outside of a car payment, you have zero debt. Do you know how much money you have left over annually at a $75,000 wage? You do nothing. You don't own a Netflix. You don't go out on a date. You don't pay to go to a park. You don't go watch a movie. You do nothing. If you can't find it on the internet for free, you don't get to do it. If you can't cook it at home for your $800, you don't get to do it. You have $3,700 left over annually. That's like $320 a month. And there's going to be, well, that's $300. Shut up.
No, I can't shut up, because if this is the problem, don't have a car payment. If you only have $3,700 a month, $3,700 left after the end of the year, you don't need a car payment. Get rid of the car payment. You don't need a $30,000 car at all. Making $75,000 a year, you don't. The car that I'm looking at getting probably this year or next year is a 2017, 2018 Volvo XC90. Very, very nice car. Very nice interior. I sat in it last week. I didn't get to drive it, but it looks so nice. And I really, really want that car. And guess how much it cost? They're going for like $15,000 to $20,000. And that is a luxury car. That car used to cost about $80,000 brand new 10 years ago. Depreciation is a godsend. And I don't know where this man is getting that it costs $175 for electricity for one person. That is outrageous. That's what my electric bill is in the summertime, where I'm running 2 air conditioners. As a matter of fact, let me just bring up what my electric bill is right now. My electric bill is, let me make sure I don't have any sensitive information up. My electric bill is $68.42. $68.42. I don't know where this man is getting his information from, but he needs to do some better research, because what he's doing is absolutely fear-mongering. Straight up fear-mongering, inflating all the prices of everything. Like, I don't know. He's probably doing this just for clicks and views, because that's insane. These numbers says he's pulling out of his ass.
Shut your stupid, contrarian, edgelord mouth. That's not a doctor bill, because God knows, just because we have insurance doesn't mean that we don't still pay far out the ass when we go to the doctors.
Now, that is true.
People like to be entertained. They want to date. They want to. There's those of you out there that will tell somebody living like this on $75,000 a year before taxes that they are not doing what they're supposed to do, that they should get a second job, that they should get a side hustle, that they should get a better job. And the fact that you would look at somebody with no debt other than a car and say something like this to them means objectively you're a moron and you live in a fantasy world.
Well, you guys know what they say about having a car payment, right? The car payment is the biggest wealth killer, because you're financing a depreciating asset that only goes down in value, and you have to continue to put money in it while it's not making you any money. Even though I do have a vehicle that I use for work, that vehicle makes me a lot of money. I mean, a lot of money. So I'm not even worried about depreciation under that. When it comes to me to replace that vehicle, I'll do that right now. But as of right now, it works. It makes me money. It's cheap to maintain. Gas doesn't cost that much. Gas does not cost me $250 a month. and I drive my van every single day. It's just insane. But I'm pretty sure this is all this man has to say. Let's keep continuing.
This is unsustainable.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, $75,000 a year. If you can't make it on $75,000 a year and you're living outside of New York City and California, you have a big problem. You have what is called lifestyle creep, which is basically your income goes up, so your spending goes up, which is what most people do and why they get into these situations that they're in. Now you see all this money, $75,000 a year, they want to go and blow it. They think they're rich. Not even close, bro. Not even close. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and see you guys next time.